Welcome back to Whatever We Want, a podcast about celebrating storytelling. We are doing something a little different this week because of the ongoing actor strike. We're not talking about movies or TV shows or anything. We're talking about some holiday cheer, and we got two very special guests on. We have Kris Kringle himself, Evan, who's been on the show before. I think you're our most recurring guest, but you joined the Zoom as Kris Kringle. We'll get into that later when we get into the main segment. But we're also joined by our good friend. I realized I didn't ask you how you want to be introduced. You want to be Nick or Nikki? What would you prefer? Sorry.
Either or, I don't care at this point.
All right, this is N. I'm just gonna call you N from now. No, just kidding. We call him Nikki. I feel like I can't not call you Nikki. I apologize. This is our good friend Nikki from high school.
Nice to meet you, everyone.
Yeah, and thank you for being on the show. You're gonna hopefully be able to provide a different perspective to Evan, because I think we all know Evan's holiday perspective. So I'm excited to actually have like a discussion about this.
Yes, I'm down for the debate.
All right, and Daniel's here. Hi, Daniel.
Hi.
And Daniel.
How's it going, guys?
This episode's coming out like kind of mid-November. We're recording this a little before that. Obviously, that's how recordings work. But basically, Halloween's over and the holidays are coming up, and I feel like there's a lot of controversy and debate that can happen around when the holidays should start getting celebrated. When is the appropriate time, the acceptable time to start? Also, I left my window open hoping that people would not be yelling. Now people are yelling right outside my window. So if you hear that, I apologize. I'm going to shut that really quick. But I want to hear you guys. When do you think is the appropriate time to start celebrating like Christmas and the holidays? Nikki, as our newest guest, I would like you to go first. Spirit pack.
When is it appropriate versus when it is acceptable, I think are the two questions that you really need to ask. And I think that's going to be the inflection point between Evan and myself. I think personally, when you say, are we talking about all the holidays, or are we talking about Christmas specifically?
I think Christmas specifically.
Or Hanukkah, if you're of
True,
that.
very true. I personally think each month should have its specific holiday. And
really,
that being so, Christmas should start in December. Thanksgiving is November. Halloween is October. Those are your three end of the year months, and I think that's how it should go.
I feel like Thanksgiving doesn't have the oomph and like, I don't know, like gusto that Christmas does. Like, and I feel like
But Christmas took over it. That's why.
I know, and I think you're saying it should remain separate. I guess I feel like, but what about like there's that awkward time after Thanksgiving, like then before December 1st hits. So is that like holiday limbo, like from Black Friday till December 1st?
No, I think that's still holiday.
What do you consider between Christmas the 25th and January 1st then?
I still feel like that's like very Christmassy because like at least when I was a kid, like you still had presents and you were like playing with presents. All the decorations were like still up and like the tree was up. Like I still consider that the season of Christmas. You're also still off during that time. Yeah. So like I know Christmas, the actual holiday itself is over, but like I'm still like very much in the season of Christmas. Whereas when Thanksgiving ends, I'm like, okay, like that's done now. I feel like it's different, in my opinion, at least.
Yeah, no, I can definitely see that. For me, I don't know. I really think that once you're in November, you have the lead up to Thanksgiving. And to your point, yeah, sure, you have Christmas presents. You're going to have Thanksgiving leftovers too. Like, no one's going to eat all of that. So you have all that. But you could definitely start celebrating Christmas up closer to Thanksgiving. But I don't know. In my mind, I just like separating it by threes. Each month.
By month. Okay. I think I want to hear Evan's opinions. I feel like you have a very strong different opinion.
Just been holding it all in.
As you sit here on November 4th in a Christmas sweater.
Yeah, so
it's clippy.
I decided to wear my Christmas sweater today to make a statement because I, for one, believe that it is a-okay if someone wants to start listening to Christmas music on November 4th or November 1st, really. In my personal opinion, everything after the scary season is the holiday season, it's the happy season, and it's the comfy season. That is the Christmas season.
Gotcha.
In my mind, Thanksgiving is just a pregame to
Oh
Christmas.
my gosh. I was imagining him like guzzling gravy, like, let's get the spirit up.
Gravy shots.
Right. You have the same exact family. You have a big ass meal in the living or in the dining room. Everyone fills up, and then you're all thankful for the day. Christmas is the exact same thing. You're thankful, but you're getting gifts. It's the climactic ending to the holiday season, and then the time after that before the New Year is like the hangover,
Post-Christmas.
Christmas hangover.
Christmas hangover.
You wouldn't think it's the New Year's pregame?
Yeah, no. Evan's like his only thinks in terms of Christmas. There's no
Right.
other holidays.
It's either Christmas or not Christmas.
That's interesting. So Nikki, you sound like you're specifically for Christmas. You start celebrating or like to think that December 1st is like the start date. Evan's a full month before that, like November 1st is the start date, like midnight November 1st. Daniel, where do you fit on the spectrum?
I hate people like Evan in this case. It's just like, why? Like literally, like you guys were literally before we got on, we showed me that one video of Mariah Carey breaking out of the ice.
That's not very Christmas spirit of you to hate on someone for having holiday
guess
cheer.
what? It's not Christmas time yet. That's why. I think it's okay to do it like a little bit before Thanksgiving, because like you're kind of easing into it. It's like it's not just like a switch. Like you can ease into it. But
I also feel like, at least me personally, I agree with that statement. I feel like Thanksgiving, it kind of is like a prelude to Christmas, like Evan was saying. But like I start some Christmas traditions around Thanksgiving. Like on Thanksgiving, my family would always watch Elf. Like that was one of our traditions, and that's a Christmas movie. But like that was kind of like the mark of like it was a Thanksgiving tradition, so it kind of gets muddied in there. Yeah, but sorry, you were saying?
Oh no. I think it's just it comes down to like you also I think of it from this perspective too, right? Because like we're American.
Don't tell me what
So
to
like
do.
Thanksgiving is unique to us.
Yeah, that's true.
So I feel like it's also going to be very different depending on like what part of the world you're in.
So if someone doesn't have Thanksgiving, are you saying they're more inclined to like side with Evan because they have nothing?
I'm saying
in between?
it could be a possibility. It's not something that
That's a good point.
Discount.
Well, from my perspective, kind of what Daniel says about like, people celebrating certain types of holidays. Me, so I'm European, Serbian, for anyone who doesn't know. We're Orthodox, so we celebrate Orthodox Christmas. And Orthodox Christmas is actually on January 7th. So full-blown past the new year. So that's why kind of my perspective of Christmas time is
shifted.
Is shifted.
Yeah.
While I do kind of think I will give Evan from Thanksgiving on, I could say is Christmas time. But I very much do think that Christmas as a whole is the month of December.
Interesting.
That's fair.
I think it's good to have these different perspectives. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that we should like break down a list of activities that are like acceptable and not during different times, because I feel like that's really going to change out.
Yeah, like November 4th, you're not building a snowman. I feel like.
Yeah, we're putting up a tree. Although I feel like Evan would be putting up a tree if he could in November.
There's already a tree put up.
Yeah, my grandma leaves her tree up the whole year, basically.
just don't leave your Christmas lights out the whole year.
Yeah.
No, probably not.
I kind of used to be in the boat of Evan where I was like, I feel like November 1st, like Halloween's over, let's start celebrating Christmas. Like I wouldn't really like do too many things to celebrate Christmas. I was just like listening to a lot of Christmas music. But then in high school, that kind of changed because I worked at Subway, and I forget if I've told this story in the podcast before, but I worked at Subway, and in November 1st, they just put on the Christmas station on loop. And so by Thanksgiving, I was so sick and so done with Christmas music just because it was just drilled into my head like over and over that like the next year I was like, I can't do that again. So I've kind of shifted. I think I overcorrected the year after that. And I like didn't start even listening to Christmas music until like December 5th. And then at that time, I was like, man, I feel like I didn't get enough Christmas celebrating in by the time Christmas happened. So then I'm kind of like zeroing in on the perfect time. And it does feel like it's either like just before, kind of like ramping up into Thanksgiving, or like just around the Thanksgiving time. For me, is my preference of when I like to start getting in the Christmas spirit.
I can get that.
It's also a good time, I feel like, to think about Christmas gifts, like because you want to give a couple weeks, especially at that time of the year, to order them. And I feel like around Thanksgiving is a good time that gives you like about a month for Christmas gifts to arrive.
That is true. You can also get some Cyber Monday deals.
That's what I kind of think with giving it up to Thanksgiving time, because you have roughly almost exactly a month right there.
Yeah.
So I think that's the very like the big kind of general consensus of right around Thanksgiving, past Thanksgiving into December 25th. I think that's where everyone views Christmas as like the Christmas pinnacle time.
Why why don't people allow Christmas things before Thanksgiving? Like, is there like a one common reason like why, like, oh, don't play a Christmas song before Thanksgiving? Is there like one common?
I think that goes back to my original statement where every month should have its own holiday. I think people like kind of view it like that.
Yeah, I feel like people think of it that way. Yeah. It could also be like yeah, it's a good time, but you don't want to like devalue it by having it be longer.
Yeah. Part of the joy of Christmas is that, like, I think that's like been the plot of many Christmas movies, is that like when you have Christmas every day, it like diminishes the value of it. So I think if you celebrate too early, or like you're celebrating, say, like for 6 months of the year, like just to go completely to the extreme, then it loses its value. And so I think that might be a reason that people like don't want to celebrate too early. But I also understand that you disagree with that, and you still find the value in that, Evan. Like, I know it kind of sounds like the three of us are like ganging up to attack you. I really, I hope it doesn't come across that way. Like, I respect that you start celebrating like early, and there are some years I think that I tend to start celebrating earlier. Like, even last year, I feel like I was in the Christmas spirit really early just because I was coming home. And so Daniel and I recorded like 4 Christmas podcasts in November, like early November. So I was like in a Christmas sweater every week, in a Santa hat. I was like, let's go, Christmas spirit. So that like got me into the spirit early. So I feel like it also just depends on like what's going on in everyone's lives, you know?
Yeah.
I think so. Growing up, Christmas was always magical. It was the happiest time. Coming downstairs, opening up presents. The day is always the best, but the day after was always like, well, now it's over. But like, I want to like have fun every day. I want to like smile every day, or like be in the spirit every day. And I feel like
you never want Christmas to end. That's your character arc. I feel like that's your character arc, Evan. You're gonna realize that Christmas, you don't need Christmas to be happy every day.
I know I don't need it, but it's something that creates happiness, so I celebrate it.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
I can get that.
So I give more
that,
time, a lot more time, to celebrate it rather than just one day or 1 week or 1 month.
Yeah. So Dan, I liked your suggestion, like bringing up like certain holiday activities and then deciding like when we view each one as like acceptable to do. Because like I feel like opening presents, you don't do that November 4th. You know, like that's definitely like an on Christmas thing.
Yeah.
What's like the earliest thing that's acceptable to do for Christmas in your guys'?
I think music.
Music?
Yeah.
Music? Okay.
Because that's passive. Like, you hear other people play the music as well.
I'm
dependent on when they start doing it, you know?
I'm gonna say the earliest acceptable thing is Christmas shopping.
That's a good point, because there are times like in the
yeah.
year, like if I see something, like I saw something in October that I was like, my mom would like this, so I bought it for her, and then like you just store it away until Christmas. So I actually think that's a really good point, because I often do that, and it's just kind of whenever you come across it, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And also not even that, but like most of the time I've kind of waited until like Black Friday, but that's also super hectic.
Yeah.
And then anything after kind of Black Friday, you're kind of running the risk of
everyone's
not having it.
shipping stuff.
Yeah.
And it's getting close. I think that's a great point.
Not even just like online shopping, but even like in-store shopping.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to try to find something and it's like, oh, I don't have it, I have to go to this store, they don't have it, then you got to run around to like 5 different stores and try to find one thing. So I think that's why if you get a jump on it, it works out better for you. So I think that's the most acceptable earliest thing.
Yeah. Do you guys have any different opinions, Evan?
She's gonna say putting up the Christmas tree.
To a normal person, I could agree with Nikki. I think that.
So you admit you're not normal in this scenario?
I agree
to
with
a
Nikki.
Freak like me.
I think that Christmas shopping is the earliest acceptable thing, because I bought things in like April Christmas.
Yeah.
So I agree with that, but in that case, like, couldn't you buy something December 26th for the next Christmas? Like
That's true. I guess
are you preparing for the next Christmas already? At that point, it's like, who's more insane, the person preparing for Christmas on November 1st or the person preparing for the next Christmas on December 26th? So, I don't know. Look yourself in the mirror.
Have you done that? Have you bought a gift for someone the next day?
No.
Or you just trying? I think you're shooting flares out at us. You're shooting strays, trying to get us to hurt because we're hurting you.
I'm trying to cling on to whatever I can.
I think Christmas. I think shopping's a good call. Then music as well. Did I tell you guys my Christmas music story? Have I told that on the podcast about the date I went on? Okay, so this is really
yes, I remember.
Okay,
this.
I'll tell you guys. So I went on a date with a girl. I'll keep her nameless in high school, and it was. My birthday is in April, so 6 months later was like October, so I got my permit April. 6 months later was October, like end of October is when I got my license, and then my grandma let me use her car. I got that like mid-November after I got my license, and I didn't really know how to use the radio, so I spent probably like an hour just setting up the stations, and this was before my Subway debacle, so like I didn't have to I was still like in this mindset of like, it's November 1st, let's listen to Christmas music on loop. So I changed all of my presets to Christmas stations, and it took me forever to figure out how to do that. And I'm like, all right, this is gonna be awesome. I go to pick up this girl for the date. I open the car door for her. She gets in the car. I sit down, turn on the car. We start going. I put on the radio. And I'm like, so yeah, this Christmas music is going on already, right? And she was like, yeah, I hate it. And I was like, well, radio off, because all of my stations were just Christmas music. And I kid you not, we just sat in silence on the way to Panera. The whole way there.
Oh my god!
Don't put all your eggs in one basket, Jake.
Yeah. I learned that. That's an Easter metaphor. Come on, you got it's a different holiday.
That's why you don't put all of your snowflakes into one snowman. I don't even know how you would do that.
Sounds like a euphemism or something. But yeah, so Christmas music, I have like just so many problems with Christmas music. But anyways, what's another activity that's like an early Christmas thing that you can do that's like relatively acceptable?
This isn't necessarily, I would say, like a Christmas thing, but it's a winter thing.
Okay.
And if the winter is good enough that allows it, sledding.
Yeah. As soon as that first snow hits, you don't want to wait. You don't want to waste that because it's like it's not close enough to Christmas. Like, no, you're going sledding.
No, you're going. Yeah. You're absolutely.
I never associated that with Christmas. I thought that was just.
That's
like
why
a
I said
snow
like a
thing.
winter thing. Yeah.
But I mean, whenever you associate Christmas with winter, and then winter is the same thing. So it's not like I'm sledding and snow tubing in August.
I was just mad that we're crapping on it.
I don't know. If it was snowing in August, I might. Shout out to the people in Minnesota.
Yeah.
I wanted to say, what do you guys think about like cookie baking or like treat baking and stuff like that? Like Christmas themed stuff. Because like something my mom always did, like she'd do like chocolate covered pretzels or like a whole batch of like chocolate chip cookies and stuff like that.
I feel like that could be like an early to mid December thing. Like, I don't think I'd do that like the day after Thanksgiving, but I don't think I'd also, I think I would want to have some for like a Christmas dinner, but also I think it could be something that's a fun activity to do like with your grandparents, like earlier in the month.
See, here's my take on that is that you can have those holiday sugar cookies most of the time during like the holidays, but it's just like the design that people put on them that kind of makes them the Christmas one, the Thanksgiving one, the Halloween one. So I don't know, that it just kind of depends on. I go back to my original point of every month having its own holiday.
Yeah, I feel like if we're going the order of operations of like Christmas activities, I feel like you kind of joked, Daniel, about like Christmas trees shouldn't be super early, but I do think Christmas trees are actually like one of the earlier things I do. At least my family did, like in setting up for the holidays. Like we would always go to the tree farm probably like end of November and like cut down the tree and then set it up, and then we spend like, that was probably like a day, and it was like a multi-day thing. Like we'd set it up, and then like the next day we'd lug up all the decorations and the lights, and the next day we'd set up the lights, and then we'd do like the decorations and stuff, and then it's like set up. Once that's like set up, I was like, okay, it's like the Christmas season, and like it's there for like the month. Like I don't set up the Christmas tree like 2 days before Christmas. Like that feels like way too late.
See, my family's been going later and later, I feel like, in the past years.
Later? I hardly know her.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
So
Hey,
like,
Evan's back. Oh no, he's not. His
Oh,
dog.
Duncan's here.
but
Honestly, leave it like that. I'd rather see Duncan.
What just happened?
Evan's at least his last resort. He's like, they're not listening to me. I'll blind them with cuteness and distract them. For our audio listeners, Evan's Zoom is like freaking out, and like his camera came on for a split second, and then it just like defaulted to a picture of his dog Duncan, and now we're just being overwhelmed by cuteness.
But no, so like my family, right, with their tree, I feel like they usually put up like mid-December, like on average, and then it stays through January.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like all the way to the end of January?
Not all the way through January, but for like about a month.
Hey, Evan's back.
Yeah, because we're also like lazy about just like taking it down. Because okay, let me ask you guys this: real tree or fake tree?
We have a fake tree.
Fake tree.
Right now.
I used to be real tree when I was younger, but now fake tree.
It's just so much easier. It's so
It's
much
easier,
easier
yeah.
to maintain. Yes, there is the fun. I think my family and I only ever got a real tree once.
Really?
Oh,
Well,
Hmm.
it was no different to me. A tree
Yeah.
is a tree. You know,
Yeah.
I was more focused on the presents underneath it than the
That's fair.
the tree
True.
itself. But yeah, my family, and I will definitely say it's a fun family activity to go out together, pick out the right tree, cut it down, and then to Jake's point, it's kind of like a whole day thing where you get to spend. But the fake tree is just so much easier to kind of like pack up and
and then you
Put
also have it
away.
for the next year. It's like reusable. You have to pay for the new
Exactly.
tree every year.
exactly
It's an investment.
long-term investment.
Yeah. Stonks.
I feel like it's different with my family, though, in this case, because my Aunt Maria and my dad's birthdays, like they have it on the 24th and the 26th.
Oh wow, it's like an
Yeah.
Oreo for Christmas.
So it's just like a really weird but also like just compacted section of days. There's just like, okay, birthday, okay, Christmas, okay, another birthday.
My family,
So yeah.
since our Christmas is on January 7th, I know that like what annoys me about Christmas time is that like there's some people who as soon as the 26th rolls around, then they
like
pack
tear
it up.
everything down.
Yeah, then they're like, all right, well that's it, and I'm done now. And I'm like, what was the point of that? Like, why
Yeah.
hype it up and then why not just leave it up and through the new year? I feel
But
like
that's a good
like, the
point.
Christmas tree is a point of celebrating Christmas and the new year. But
Yeah.
That's a good
Um,
point where like we've talked about the acceptable time to like start celebrating. When do we should also talk about like the acceptable time to like I don't want to say end, but like
stop.
like yeah, like it's interesting because since your Christmas is the 7th, I feel like you'd be inclined to start like celebrate later. Like in my opinion, Christmas, like I said earlier, like Christmas is through the 25th, and then like you kind of have the rest of the holiday break to like kind of cool down from that, and then around New Year's, I usually don't take down the tree and decorations. Our family didn't do that until like it was usually like the weekend after New Year's, I think, is when we would be like, okay, all the holidays are like over and we've had a chance to like have a week back at work. Let's de-decorate and like get back to life kind of thing.
Yeah, decompress.
I say if you have your Christmas tree still up after like Valentine's Day.
Oh my gosh,
I'd say
it's
you're a little
way
weird.
too
Yeah.
late.
That's super
That's
late,
so
dude.
late.
Yeah.
I would say like probably Martin Luther King Day. That's the absolute latest because that's like
Yeah.
mid-January. You know, everyone's already back at school. Everyone is back to the normal lives.
Yeah.
Also, if you did get a real tree, your tree's probably like dying by that
Your
point.
tree's
Oh.
dead.
yeah.
Yeah.
By Valentine's Day, yeah.
Yeah. And I'd also, I don't want, like, I know my grandma listens to this, and I know she keeps her tree up like the whole year, but like she kind of uses it as like a centerpiece in her living room, and like has not just Christmas decorations, but like decorations from like I believe like the states she's been to, and like just like meaningful people in her life. So I think it's a little different for that. I don't want to like diminish my grandma.
I wouldn't even call that a Christmas tree at that point. I think it's just a decorative tree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
decorative tree. Yeah, and it's a fake one. Obviously, that's how it stays up all year.
But no, I like that. That's really nice. It's really sentimental.
Yeah.
So for me, like my family, we always put our Christmas tree up, and this is gonna sound super late, but after December 19th is when we put up our Christmas tree.
Interesting.
That's not bad.
But we do that specifically just because like we have like our kind of family feast day, which is another like Serbian cultural thing. And the entire month of December leading up to that is just kind of like getting ready for that. And then once that's preparation for that is done and it's kind of over with and we're decompressing, then it's like, okay, now we can shift our focus onto Christmas and like the holiday season and New Year's. So that's kind of like my family's perspective and history on that.
Niki, it feels like you have subtracted even more time for Christmas. Like in the beginning of this episode, you were like, December is all Christmas. Now you're like, the first half of December is this, and the second half. Evan's like fuming right now.
Like, I still view all of December as Christmas season because I've lived in the U.S. my entire life. I was born and raised here, so like growing up, we still opened up Christmas gifts on the 25th when I was a child. So like that's always been associated in my brain. I still very much view Christmas as all of December. It's just like when my family puts up our Christmas tree because that's when we are able to shift our attention onto it.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Evan, I feel like you haven't talked for a while, and I do feel bad. I hope you don't feel like we're ganging up on you. What is your opinion on time to stop celebrating, or like kind of the order of operations for tearing down, stopping the Christmas season?
As a family who had a live tree almost every single year, your tree is guaranteed to be dead by New Year's.
Yeah.
Like, if it is not dead by New Year's, it's rotten.
A super tree.
There's bugs in it. It's terrible. So I feel like that's kind of like, okay, Christmas is kind of over once you take down the real tree. But if you have a fake tree, you can leave it up, however long you want. I know people that decorate their tree for every holiday. So they'll have an Easter tree or a Thanksgiving tree or whatever tree.
4th of July tree.
July tree, yeah. So
a decorative tree.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
But I feel like Christmas music, people stop listening to Christmas music starting the new year. People stop the Christmas festivities, the typical things you do on Christmas or around Christmas. People aren't making more cookies. People are getting ready for the new year. So, I feel like the new year, it kind of puts a solid halt on Christmas every single year.
Yeah.
Because Christmas is like about eating and like taking in all these calories, and then New Year's is like, okay, now get rid of them. Okay, stop. Go to the gym. Get thin.
I thought you were saying get rid of them like because you're throwing up the day after New Year's.
Oh, no.
From partying. I was like, okay.
No, those New Year's resolutions. Those go out and get exercise.
Every single person's New Year's resolution definitely says go to the gym and lose weight. Those are the top two on probably 90% of people's New Year's resolution list.
Do you guys have any ideas for New Year's resolutions, or is it too early right now?
Do New Year's resolutions.
Go to the gym and lose weight.
It's like why would I make a resolution? Like, okay, we're gonna get deep here.
Because I'm perfect.
No. It's like I live how I want to live. So it's just like I'm not gonna do something I'm not gonna commit to.
There's nothing you would want to change or improve about your life?
Yeah,
I do. No, I do.
That's kind of like the whole point of the resolution.
It's
trying to challenge yourself to
be better.
It's something that you need.
Yeah, but nobody's going to commit to it. I know I'm not going to commit to a super big change if I'm already living and pushing myself how I want to be pushed.
Try to be 1% better every day, Daniel.
I mean, no, I see your point. Like,
no, don't get better.
If you're already enjoying kind of the life you're living, why kind of change it? Very much respect that. I don't know, but like the whole point of New Year's resolutions is seeing how what you can change in your life to challenge yourself to improve it. Like that, I think that's what a lot of people's perspective on a New Year's resolution is. It's like, oh, I didn't like how this past year went because, yada, yada, yada. I want to challenge myself to have a better year. And I think I could do that by changing this thing. So
yeah,
I completely get that. I'm just saying it's not for me.
And the whole point is to see growth in a year's time. Because when you're like, I'm going to do this thing different, you grow, and by the end of the year, you're just naturally doing it instead of changing it, actively trying to change it.
Have you guys felt like you've accomplished a lot this year? Like, do you feel like kind of, as we approach the end of the year, you've done what you want to, or like you're happy with things, or no? That's kind of deep.
I can proudly say that I actually achieved my New Year's resolution that I set for myself at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
These past week and a half.
That's awesome. Man. Do you mind sharing, or do you not want to? It's up to you.
I don't know. All right. I mean, it's not that deep. It was just my New Year's resolution since I was kind of out of the dating game for a little bit. I said I was like, I need to go on 3 dates this year to kind of
Hey,
to push myself to get back out there a little bit, and I can proudly say I've accomplished that.
that's awesome, man.
That's awesome, man.
Nice.
Well, thank you, thank you.
What about you guys?
I feel like
This year,
at the end of last year, I was kind of going through a phase of deconstructing.
you got married this year. It was pretty
But
big.
yeah. That's one big thing.
Was that on your
but,
New Year's resolution list?
like get married?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I knew it was gonna happen last year, so sort of. But I feel like my New Year's resolution was to kind of figure myself out more and just kind of like figure out like, hey, what do I believe? I'm entering the next chapter of my life. I want to like confirm a few things in my head, and I feel like taking the time to make some minor tweaks in my daily activities, I kind of promoted that thinking, and so I was able to clear my head a little bit this year, which is what I'm very proud of.
That's nice, man.
That's also like a very interesting perspective, I want to say, Evan, because I feel like everything that we've been talking about so far has just been like, oh, Christmas oriented and Christmas activities. What does everyone think of like Christmas kind of now that we're adults versus Christmas when we were children?
I definitely feel like there's less. That's a great question. I feel like there's like less magic around it because of obviously like the big secret. I don't know who will listen to this, so I don't want to spoil anything. But no, like I feel like especially back then, like there was more of like this magical aura around it, which I think I still get that, just not as extreme, and it's kind of like dulled a little bit with age, which I think is just a lot of life. Like the childlike excitement kind of dwindles a little bit, and part of what I pride myself on is trying to be able to still retain that and like have some childlike excitement even as an adult. That's something I like work on. But I think just to answer your question, yeah, I think it's less about receiving gifts. Also, it's more about like giving. Like I think I enjoy that side of it way more than I did when I was a kid, since I also have now like income that I can like get good gifts for friends and family. Like that's a new part that I
agree.
really enjoy. Yeah. What about you guys?
Yeah, I to piggyback, where now that we're adults, we actually have like disposable income. It's definitely a lot nicer to be able to, give a more thoughtful gift
instead of like my fifth drawing in a row.
Yeah, something like that. It's definitely nice to be able to pay back all the thoughtfulness that like your parents and your older siblings and all that kind of gave for you beforehand. So I definitely like that aspect of it now that we're older.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, when you're a kid, you're drawn into like, oh yeah, I'm getting all the toys and all. I'm able to get all the games and have a good time. Do stuff with my sister, do stuff with my cousins when they came over and stuff like that. But as more time came on, I feel like it's transitioned. Not really, again, to agree with you guys. It's not just about the stuff. It's also just spending the time with the people you care about.
Yeah. Especially, I mean, for me, like, and I know all of us have moved. We're in different spots in life compared to our parents, but like the holidays are a time I get to spend with family, especially being on the other side of the country. Like that's very, very important to me. Whereas when I was a kid, it was just like another part of it because I was with my parents every day anyway. So that's now a huge part of it as well. But sorry, Evan, what about you?
I feel like get the question.
Evan's like, I like receiving shit.
I want to think about this real good. Repeat the question.
And the question was like, how do we feel about, since when you said like in our different chapter in our lives, how do you perceive Christmas now versus when we were children?
I feel like when I was a child, I found a lot of comfort in Christmas. And I know I kind of mentioned that before, but like it was a certain ritual that I knew everything was going to happen. I knew putting up the tree, I knew decorating the tree, I knew getting up the Christmas morning and eating breakfast. Like I knew that sort of ritual, so that gave me comfort. And so now I feel like, I mean, being married, just being newly married, I feel like something that I'm very much looking forward to is doing that with my own family that I'm creating, man. And so like
that's heartwarming.
That is so special to me, and it's just like it's on another level. I don't even know how to explain it, but yeah.
No, I really like that. That's really
Sweet,
nice.
man.
You're already kind of taking your childhood happiness and comfort and memories and already wanting to put it towards to your new family.
Yeah.
Share that. I really like that.
Dang, this is so heartfelt and nice. What the heck happened?
Right, to switch it up though, I think we do need new Christmas lore though. Like new, like again, like the whole thing's like with Santa, right? I feel like we need to have new lore, like a new character, like a new thing. I don't know, like imagine because like majority of people know about the Santa thing.
What are you talking about, the Santa thing?
Yeah.
So like, what if we came up with lore for that, right? Like he was shot down by the U.S. government in Area 51. So then he was replaced by one of his greatest elves. Like, what was the elf's name from the
Santa Clauses?
Oh, I was thinking the claymation, whatever.
Oh, Buddy the Elf from the dentist?
No.
I mean, it could be
Hermie? Or is it Hermie?
Hermie, yeah, Hermie.
Yeah.
So Hermie takes over as the new guy, right?
As the new face of Christmas.
He's the hybrid Santa and Tooth Fairy because he was a dentist, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I feel like we need something like that to like revitalize like the because we haven't had anything like animation or movie wise like that crazy.
We had
Like
freaking Klaus.
Since, like okay, no, Klaus was good. Klaus was really good.
Have you guys seen Klaus? Klaus is a fantastic Christmas movie.
I don't think I have.
It's on Netflix, I think.
You guys need to watch it.
Fantastic. J.K.
We
Simmons.
probably won't have anything new this year because of the
strikes.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to ask for a food for thought. This segment where we talk about controversial food takes. We'll do it like a Christmas themed one. What is your least favorite Christmas dinner dish? Like if you sat down at the table and this was not there, it would not go missed. It would not be missed.
Ham.
Yams.
Yams? Both? You guys both said
Yams.
yams?
No, ham.
No,
Oh.
Evan said ham, and I was going to
Oh.
agree
Ham.
with him with that. I was thinking ham.
I
but
love
was like,
ham, dude.
I hate ham.
What is wrong with you?
What the heck?
Hate
ham.
ham?
Ham is so dry. It's so salty.
You're having
I
the
don't-
wrong
I don't
ham.
like
It
it.
depends on how it's done.
You've never had it cooked correctly.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Who's
I've had it cooked
oversalting your
correctly,
ham?
and it's okay. But like we usually have it at Thanksgiving as well. Like we have turkey.
No, we
ham,
did turkey at
we have
Thanksgiving and ham
Spanish
at
rice.
Christmas.
We got, but like, ham for Christmas is like,
Just give me like a good steak. Give me some turkey, not some ham. Not some ham.
You want turkey again on? That's okay. That's throwing me off.
Yes. Yes. Anything but ham.
Ham.
My family just typically does chicken because it's just like
We do
Three
chicken
of
too,
us?
yeah.
Yep. That's acceptable. Not ham.
just because it's small.
I'm trying to think. We don't really eat anything crazy like for Christmas. Like it's not really like a big
We
dinner.
actually
or
starve
anything.
ourselves on Christmas to like.
No, you know what I usually go
We
in on?
do laugh. What?
Those chocolate stars that have like little white sugar dots on them.
I know you
Oh,
talked about
yeah.
this last year. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
dude, they're so freaking good.
I can pound through.
They were like $50.
of
They were
those.
like $70. I thought the ones you showed me on.
Okay,
last
I don't
year.
know. They're definitely not that much.
Inflation.
Like, they're so freaking good. Nikki, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, the little snow cap stars.
Yeah. So good.
Yeah, those
So
are, I
good.
love those. They're
Wait,
so
so
good.
you said ham? You said yams, Nikki?
Yes, like sweet potatoes. Aren't those the same thing?
Yeah, I like
Yep.
sweet potatoes. Like I wouldn't. I think yams is a better call than ham in my opinion. Because like if there wasn't yams, I wouldn't be like distraught. But like I don't mind. I feel like there's other things before that I would get rid of yams. Like I feel like. I mean, Daniel, I think you might agree with me. Daniel and I are not mashed potato fans. So.
Agreed.
And I know it's crazy. It's like taboo. Daniel and I like. I don't like.
Nikki,
I like
I was-
potatoes, but I don't like the texture of the mashed potatoes. That's just my opinion.
I was force fed once as a child. Did not like it. Not a good experience. The texture stained in my brain.
That's
Can't do
more.
it.
That's more your own personal trauma.
Yeah.
Sounds like a skill issue.
I mean, I'm saying I have reasoning, so don't just be like,
Yeah, I
how could
respect.
you? No. It's just like,
I will
no,
still
like
say
I
how
just
could you.
don't.
I
You
would
know?
still say to me, mashed potatoes and gravy are like the essential
great.
side dish to
Makes me want to gag just thinking about it.
whatever the centerpiece, whether it's Thanksgiving on turkey on Thanksgiving, ham on
Thanksgiving
Christmas,
on turkey.
chicken, whatever. Yes, exactly.
And you know what's
The
interesting?
number one side dish that has to be there, in my opinion, is mashed potatoes.
You know what's interesting? You know what's
Stuffing.
the side dish to ham? Sweet potatoes. Both
Really?
an L.
They're not both an L.
They're both
Okay,
an L.
I agree with Jake and Nikki though. I'd sooner give up yams.
I would say ham is a W. Yams is like a what's like slightly below an L or a W, like a
M.
M
Oh.
for
Wait.
for mini.
Mama?
W
For
for
mini.
Wumbo.
Mawumbo.
Wumbo. So Daniel and I, are you saying mashed potatoes?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree
That's
with
a
that.
sin. That's a sin.
For me, I would like mashed potatoes can go. I don't even care. Then yams.
I
and
still
then
think
ham.
other potatoes should be there. Like I like the little red skin potatoes or like a baked potato. Like I love those potatoes. I really am not a fan of the consistency of mashed potatoes alone, at least. Like if you have something on it, I can handle it.
Like if it was mashed potatoes and gravy.
Maybe. Yeah. I
No.
could definitely
That'd
and
make
like
it worse for me.
stuffing mixed in, like that would be fun.
Like mix it all in together.
Yeah, just, I don't know.
Like goulash.
On your
Interesting.
plate. Like a slush, yeah.
it's all going down to the same place.
Yeah.
You-
Fruitcake. I could go
I could
without
go without it.
fruitcake.
Yeah,
Could
that's
I
definitely
know
fair.
go
Evan
without
hates cake, so he could go without it.
Yeah, just cake. Just cake. Yeah.
Cake in general.
Cake has no part of Christmas. It is a happy day. It's the Lord's day.
Oh my
There's no
gosh.
cake.
I cannot believe how much you hate cake. Like that blows
That's
my
so
mind.
weird.
There's no cake.
What about the opposite end of the food spectrum? Something that must be there.
Stuffing.
On
For
Christmas?
Christmas?
For Christmas?
Oh, I was saying
Christmas?
On
Thanksgiving.
Christmas?
Sorry. For Christmas, I personally think ham. I really like ham
I love ham.
on Christmas. But like I think chicken is like a
Chocolate.
go-to. Chocolate? Oh yeah, maybe like cookies.
Chicken's definitely just something easy.
Like Christmas cookies.
For me, I would like mashed potato. Like I said, mashed potatoes is like the side dish for me. But other ones that I enjoy, I would probably say like a good vegetable like corn, peas, or like
Ooh.
Brussels sprouts. I think those are some other high quality side dishes that should be going on. With
I
the
feel like
Christmas
corn's
dinner.
a staple at my family's meals. We usually have either corn on the cob or just like off the cob.
Just
I
corn.
don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
Does anyone-
It's either on or off the cob.
Yeah.
Does anyone get like dinner rolls? Like
Oh,
warm bread?
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say
yeah.
like
That's
You
that
get,
is
like,
that is
Hawaiian
the
rolls.
essential thing
Bread.
Yeah.
to Christmas dinner is the rolls or the bread. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
The bread of life.
that's fair. Yeah, and it also
Because,
goes
like,
through Thanksgiving.
It goes
too, in
with
my
it,
opinion.
but I don't think I would be distraught if it wasn't there.
I'd
See,
be
I
like-
would.
I think I wouldn't notice if it wasn't there unless someone pointed out. Then
Yeah.
I'd be like, why the heck? Yeah, why don't we have rolls?
Yeah,
Like, that's
honestly,
like
more so like
Yeah.
that.
yeah.
What about desserts?
Desserts. I mean, Christmas cookies are an essential part. I feel
Yeah.
like.
True.
I like the ones that are like the Hershey Kiss, like in the middle of like a peanut butter
Oh,
thing, like
yeah.
Hershey Kiss
Peanut butter
dollop thing.
blossoms?
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, those are my go-to Christmas cookie.
That sounds amazing.
I think we had this debate before.
We
We
did
definitely did.
last year.
I won't go on a rant.
One of my favorite pies, and I think it's a very kind of holiday-y. I don't want to say Christmas specifically, but Christmas holiday pie is pecan pie. I
Ooh.
love pecan pie.
That sounds really good, actually.
Yeah.
I just haven't eaten anything today, so I'm just hungry.
Yeah,
I
y'all
feel
making
like.
me hungry.
I think just
Wow.
going back to the overall question, like when is the appropriate, like acceptable time to start celebrating the holidays? I feel like at the end of the day, you can start celebrating it like whenever you want to. Like we're not trying to say
This is
like
a free
this is the
country.
proper time. Like put a monopoly on the holidays. Like that's the opposite of the holiday spirit. So do whatever makes you happy.
I just put up my Christmas tree on November 3rd. So and
Yes,
these people still
nice.
keep me around. So you're not being shunned. Trust me. Trust me.
Keep
So
around
you
with the
think-
proper phrasing there, Evan. Okay, wait, no, we never talked about lights. I don't think we did.
Oh, but putting up Christmas lights?
Yeah, we talked about like the tree and stuff like that, but I don't think we talked about when is it good to put up lights.
You don't want to wait too late because then it'll be too cold and like
Yeah.
potentially slippery and icy. So you want to find a day that's like early enough that it's safe.
I will make the argument that lights can very much go up at the beginning of November because it's
Of November.
because it's already
Oh.
dark out. It's cold.
Yeah, maybe like around the time of daylight
savings,
savings. Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Frick.
that's right.
Do we get an hour back? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I always
Sleep in more.
look how lights look next to snow. So, and I feel like if we're gonna have snow, it's gonna be like soon. So, yeah, that's why I'm putting up my lights up soon, like very soon, probably tomorrow.
Yeah.
I have an inflatable Christmas flamingo.
What?
Mhm.
Aren't flamingos a
Yeah.
sign of like something?
It's like the beach.
No, you're thinking of pineapples, Jake.
I thought it was flamingos and pineapples. I thought it was that like means you're like a swinger. Oh, it's
pineapples are your
flamingos
swinger.
in certain contexts, such as campgrounds, have been used to symbolize the swinger lifestyle.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I
it's,
thought
We're
it
not
was
swingers.
it's flamingos and the upside down pineapple. Because I think
Interesting.
I had pink shorts on. My mom was like, "Are those flamingos?" And I was like, "No," but like, why would it matter? She's like, "Just make sure they're not flamingo shorts." I was like, "Okay, Mom, what do you know about this?"
Interesting.
But yeah,
Actually, Mom, I know exactly what it means. I'm actually gonna go get flamingo shorts right now. I'm gonna.
Did we? Yeah. All right.
coming back to the original point, I
Uh,
think, you know what? I will ease my stance and definitely say
yeah.
Christmas is allowed to be celebrated the day after Thanksgiving.
Hey.
I
Came
can agree with that.
Evan's like, this is not a victory.
Heathens.
It's not total victory. I will not.
The war is not won yet.
It sounds like Daniel and I started around Thanksgiving time and are ending there. Nikki started December and has come up to around Thanksgiving time. And Evan is firm November 1st, and I don't think ever will move, which is completely fine.
It's my shtick.
Yeah,
I'm sticking with it.
my personality trait is celebrating Christmas.
What if we
November
just
1st.
messed up all of Evan's like clocks and calendars? So he
No.
thinks his
Daniel, we just said you can celebrate whenever you want. Now you're like, let's trick him so he doesn't celebrate too early.
If you
No,
changed, if you changed every single one of my clock and calendars, if you managed to pull that off, I wouldn't even be mad. I would be amazed and astounded that you pulled that off. That you changed every
I kinda
single
wanna
one of
do
my
that.
clocks.
Your entire
and,
perception
and
of
my
time.
iPhone
Yeah.
clock and the calendar. I would
Like,
be
his-
astounded.
Calendars at work and stuff, like his work computer.
Yep.
It's like that
I-
gag in The Office where like they make Michael think it's like 5 o'clock when it's like noon. We'll just
Yeah.
do that. Like, so we just have to feed him an entire chicken pot pie, and then make him food coma out, and then we'll pull this off. So Evan, if you see an entire chicken pot pie, it's unrelated to our plans.
But like,
I'll just
it's
eat
so
it.
weird. Like I feel like you have to do like a whole month difference. It's like, how long was I out for? You're out for a month, man. You'd have to do like a whole
Like a
skit, like,
coma?
like a coma or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like, you know, in Mission Impossible where they like make him, the guy think he's like the plan was successful and they like nuked the world, and he's like in a hospital bed like days later, so they get him to like reveal the plan because he thought the plan
Yeah.
already happened. You just have to do that. So you have to get him to like wake up, be like, Evan, you missed all of Christmas. And he's like, no.
Oh,
That'd be the
genuine
saddest thing
sadness
ever.
there. It's like, oh,
That'd be the
why
saddest thing
why
ever
did we
if I
start
missed
planning
Christmas.
this? This is so
I think he
really
would start. I
plotting.
honestly think Evan would probably cry if he woke up and completely missed Christmas.
And it was like December 26th.
That'd be the saddest
He,
thing.
he guys
That'd be
goes
the
into a
saddest
coma
thing.
October 31st, wakes up December 26th, and he's like, no.
Cannot be.
I think he would like try to build a time machine at that point just
Yeah.
to go back.
You're right.
like think about how Christmas was celebrated like 100 years ago. You know, before it was like big and commercialized and all that.
It still was commercialized a bit.
Was it?
Yeah, they had like
Not as much as it
1920s?
is today.
no, not as much as today, but still
No.
was. Like they had candy promotions. and
That's
stuff.
that's very much why I try to hold my stance of each month should have its own, because as soon as is over, is that all on your TV and all on your radio is nothing but Christmas overload.
Yeah, I
Just
hate
because it's
how
been
recently
so monetized.
Black Friday's been like pushed up. Like I hate that like stores stay open like Thanksgiving night. Like I don't really like that because then the workers have to go in and work on
Yeah.
Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
and like it's like kind of alluring people to move away from
Spending time with their family.
spending time with their family on Thanksgiving. Evan is getting fed up with our Christmas
Yeah, we
blasphemy
made Evan
talk, so
sad, so
he's
he had to
I'm sorry?
put
put on
his-
more Christmas gear. He's put on a Santa
Yeah.
hat while we were
he had to put on
talking.
his super Christmas stuff.
He's super Christmas, man. All right, that's all I kind of really had about Christmas and Christmas discussion. But we'll have you guys back on to talk about like Christmas movies or like something else related to Christmas, maybe closer to actual Christmas. Is there any last minute thoughts you guys want to say before we jump into the outro?
Merry Christmas.
Happy Thanksgiving. That's what I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
Happy post Halloween. Yeah. All
That one
right.
doesn't hit us different.
Thank you guys for having me. It was just fun.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for joining us, Nikki, for the first time. Evan again for giving your Christmas insight. It's always cool to have like different perspectives in here. I think we had a very like civilized discussion. There wasn't like yelling or anything, which is good because I can't handle yelling right now.
Yeah, very civilized. We just talked about putting Evan in a coma and switching uphill.
Yeah, but
his
we talked about it
perception of
in a
time.
civilized manner.
Yeah,
All right, Daniel, are you ready for the patron shoutouts?
Yeah, man, hit me with him.
Cue the epic Star Wars music. Booshka patron Lori, Frank, Rick, Lisa, Evan, Tony. Thank you so much for pledging the tier. Thank you for the shout out. If you'd like to support us over on Patreon, link is down in the description. You get the audio episode early, plus benefits, cool perks, all that jazz, and more. Thank you seriously, sincerely to our patron supporters. You ready for cool comments?
Yeah, what we got this time?
I don't know. I didn't prep one. Let me pull up YouTube and see what people are commenting. I wonder if anyone posted on Evan's wedding day that I just posted.
I don't even think that I did. I think I was going to post a comment.
Marcus Bennett posted, "Yes, sir. Been waiting for you all to drop another episode." So thanks for the support. I hope they enjoyed that in-person episode. Well, like I said last week, like we're gonna be having more episodes coming out. Just I was gone for a month, so kind of took a little bit of a break. So apologies for that delay. But yeah, ready for the introduction?
Hey, man, tell me when.
When?
We just talked about what we want to talk about, and now we're done.
All right, thanks everyone for listening. We really appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Thank you, Nikki and Chris Kringle, again for joining us.
Always a pleasure.
bye guys.